Science can come in many different parts, almost like a family tree full of topics. It goes from the ecosystem, dermatology, and finding out the snap crackle pop is an actual term scientists use. There are also tons of scientific cycles, such as water cycles, carbon cycles, and the one that I will be discussing today. Like any other cycle, the rock cycle doesn't exactly have a beginning or an end. It can go in a continuous loop, sometimes going from a finished rock being broken down all over again. The rock cycle can become easy to learn if you learn and memorize the rock types and features. Let's start with the sediments.
1.
Sediments are naturally occurring minerals that are made from other rocks. Some examples of sediments are pebbles, sand, and clay. Sediments are made when a tactic called weathering and erosion joins the party. Weathering can be almost anything in this scenario, like wind, water, ice, or even other organisms. After the weather is finished, erosion pushes the sediments into timeouts in different places. Sediments can also form from magma, making little molten rocks in the process. Sediments are the main way how all the other types of rocks can be formed. Like you need the chicken to create the egg, a situation like that.
Oh, hi. Welcome to my smash.
The first less complex kind of rock is a sedimentary rock. As the name suggests, this rock is made from sediments. Well, they all are. But the sedimentary rock actually shows that these are involved with sediments. Some sedimentary rocks have chunks of different minerals crushed together. Sedimentary rocks are created when the sediments are sleeping underground, but the earth shifts and compacts the sediments. This is called compaction. They become so squished and so under pressure that they go through another process called cementation. This is when the squished rocks are hardened and welded together, turning them into sedimentary rocks. Examples of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, limestone, and shale.
Congratulations! You're about to die!
The second kind of rock is a metamorphic rock. It's a similar process to the sedimentary rock, except metamorphic rocks are put through a little process called heat and pressure. This is when the rocks are subjected to extreme heat underneath the earth, otherwise known as tectonic plates to all the nerds out there. The heat is why some metamorphic rocks have patterns that look like burn stamps. The rocks with burnt lines are called foliated rocks, while the ones without burnt lines or patterns are non-foliated rocks. Some examples of foliated rocks are gneiss, schist, and slate. And here are some examples for non-foliated rocks too, I guess. Like marble and quartz.
I don't want memes in my math class.
The third kind of rock is the igneous rock. But you all might know this little guy as obsidian. Obsidian is the most well-known example of an igneous rock. But there are plenty more igneous rocks you've probably never even heard about just lying in the corner. But since you all like obsidian so much, let's start with them first on how they were made. Obsidian is extrusive, meaning that the magma they were in was moved onto the surface and they had to form there, and because of this, obsidian didn't have that much time to cool down and form into a usual rock. No, they cooled so fast that almost no crystals formed and they became very smooth. Although some extrusive rocks, like pumice, basalt, and rhyolite, have completely different textures and weights. Not all igneous rocks form like obsidian though. There are also the intrusive rocks, which are the opposite of the extrusive rocks. These igneous rocks formed under the surface and had more time to cool. There are also more extreme rocks like plutonic rocks, but that's for another day I suppose.
Hey you, I know you're hacking.
Now, what if one of these rocks, let's say, gets broken down? They can be broken by weathering or erosion and turned back into sediments. They can also be melted back into the magma and start the cycle all over again. Because that's how cycles work, ladies and gentlemen. Not only if they break down the rocks, but what if the sedimentary rocks turn into igneous rocks? Yeah, I know, It's as complicated as it sounds. They don't instantly turn from one rock to another though, they have to go through all the steps one by one. Sometimes this process can go from days, to years, and even decades. I think I'm done rambling about rocks now. See you some other time.